Well, it's here. Age verification is now in video games. Steam is now going to be requiring age verification in the UK for mature game pages. I know what some of you guys are thinking. It's just in the UK. It doesn't apply to me. This whole age verification thing started in the UK anyways, and now it's going to every single country. So don't be surprised if Steam starts requiring age verification in your country soon as well. Steam users in the UK now have to verify their age with a credit card to access mature rated game store pages and community hubs. So basically games like Red Dead Redemption, The Witcher, Doom, Mortal Kombat, basically a lot of the games that a lot of us played as teenagers. Yep, you're gonna have to now verify your age to get those games and to even view the game page. This is obviously in accordance with the Online Safety Act, so basically there's nothing that Steam can really do about this. They just have to comply since the law is now in effect in the UK. Age verification laws are rapidly spreading throughout the world, with the United States following closely in suit. A bunch of states in the United States are starting to pass a bunch of age verification laws for random things on the internet. I wouldn't be surprised if Steam is coming next soon too. So the main reason I wanted to talk about this one in specific is the whole credit card thing. For some reason, Steam has made the very strange decision of only allowing credit cards to be used as verifying someone's age. Now, in one way that is good because that allows the company Valve that owns Steam to basically avoid handling personal identification like that. You don't have to give them your government ID or anything like that. However, not everybody has a credit card, right? A lot of people who use Steam use their debit cards. A lot of people are wondering why they aren't allowing debit cards to be used, and it's because debit cards do not work because it can be used by people who are under 18. Only people who are over 18 can get a credit card. So essentially that's their way of proving that you're over 18 if you use a credit card. Now, remember, not everybody who is an adult has a credit card. And also, wouldn't they just be able to use their parents' credit card like everybody does anyways? I mean, when people want to buy games on Steam and they're like 14, most of them don't have a job, so they just use their parents' credit card anyways. I feel like this isn't actually achieving what they want, which is apparently to keep kids safe from accessing mature content when they could just use their parents' credit card and be good to go. I suppose you could use the same logic with the whole government ID thing, but my point is that you can always find a loophole in things like this. So they released a statement saying, in the UK, Ofcom is the independent regulator for online safety. Valve says in their FAQ, Ofcom's guidance on the OSA states that one highly effective age assurance measure is credit card checks. Now, I don't want to direct hate towards any sort of company or organization, but I've realized that this whole Ofcom thing in the UK has been the source of a lot of problems in internet privacy. They've been going after United States websites left and right, trying to get them to actually follow the whole Online Safety Act, even though the act is currently only enforced federally in the UK and not in the United States. There are certain states that enforce it in the United States, but not the whole country yet. So 4chan and Kiwi Farms took it upon themselves to go ahead and sue Ofcom. Ofcom is going after a bunch of websites that have nothing to do with the UK. I'm not really sure why they're going after this whole like global censorship thing. Steam is now victim to it as well. And you know, in defense of Steam, they really can't do anything about it, especially in the UK. Right now, this change is only in the UK, but I do have to warn you guys that all these changes started off in the UK and then they all started spreading around everywhere in the world. So just because right now they are only requiring the credit cards in the UK for Steam, don't be surprised if your country is up next. In the UK, an individual must be at least 18 years of age to obtain a credit card. Therefore, credit card issuers are obliged to verify the age of an applicant before providing them with a credit card. But again, can't they just use their parents' credit card? So Xbox is apparently going to be having age verification for UK users by early 2026. So you won't be able to use things like voice chat, text messages, or multiplayer invites. You can't do multiplayer invites if you don't verify your age. What the fuck? Discord has some type of age verification as well now. And in this article, they brought up the whole Death Stranding thing too, where people have been using that video game to bypass the whole face scans that have been required across multiple websites. You know, I want to be honest, I'm kind of really disappointed with like content creators right now. I really wish more people would talk about this type of stuff and bring awareness to it. But in the YouTube front, right? I don't know about other websites, but in the YouTube front, it seems like all the smaller content creators are doing all the heavy lifting. We are the only ones talking about the age verification thing, talking about how it is spreading rapidly like wildfire. And a lot of the bigger content creators don't seem to give a fuck. Some of them made a video or two, but to my knowledge, no bigger content creator on YouTube is actually actively making videos saying, hey, this age verification thing, it's going everywhere. We need to stop this. We need to start talking about this. If this was just for like adult video games in the sense of games that have like a bunch of sexual content in it, then I would kind of get it. But this is for any video game that has mature game content. So technically that applies to games like Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that. Let's be real here. Most people who played those games first played them when they were like teenagers, right? A lot of people who played Call of Duty played it as a kid, not as an adult. Now, I don't have any data backing that up. I'm just going based on, you know, life, right? A lot of people talk about how when they were younger, they used to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And the reason why that was even the case is because we used to just trust parents and guardians to, oh, I don't know, parent their children and determine their maturity to be able to play certain games. Now the government wants to be our mommy and daddy and say, hey, you can't do this or that without providing ID, without providing a credit card, without a video verification. And then what happened? All those same apps and websites that are asking us to provide all this data, they end up getting hacked, and then all of our data ends up getting leaked. And of course, just like most websites that are rapidly implementing all this age verification stuff, people's Steam accounts are getting really messed up as well. This person says that their Steam account itself is over the required age. Their 21-year-old Steam account now requires a credit card to be added to access adult content. Even though the account itself is literally old enough, they're still being asked to get a credit card to prove their age. At the end of the day, this is all just about data collection, I'll be honest. This has nothing to do with protecting the kids. It was really never about the kids. It is all about collecting our data. And I know a lot of people try to counter argue that and say, oh, they already had our data because when you use your debit card to buy stuff on Steam, they had your data right there. Yeah, but I've never seen such a rapid push for it in the history of the internet, with every single website asking for age verification. And then they keep saying that it's to protect the kids. Well, in YouTube's case, for example, why the fuck is there even a thing called YouTube Kids then? Isn't that the whole point? For kids to go on YouTube Kids so they don't have to be exposed to mature content? It's like what this person says. I mean, it's literally all about tracking people, collecting data just to sell it. I mean, I don't know. We're just in such a weird place in the internet right now. And like I said earlier, I am very, very disappointed in a lot of the bigger content creators on this website. People look at content creators on the internet even more than actual mainstream celebrities nowadays. You could argue that someone like Mr. Beast has a bigger platform to spread a message than someone like The Rock, you know what I mean? Especially on the internet side of it. Maybe not in general, but on the internet side of it. And the reason why I bring that up is it's really unfortunate to see all these bigger content creators, for some reason, just refusing to talk about age verification. If you don't want to talk about it in general, that's fine, but at least talk about it on YouTube. I mean, YouTube also has a bunch of age verification that is very inconsistent and bullshit. Why are people refusing to talk about this? I don't really get it. And I've gone on many rants about this before too. And I just really feel like there's something more nefarious going on here, where a bunch of bigger content creators, maybe it's to not, you know, burn any bridges with YouTube or some of these other websites that they could work with. They purposely disregard all of these bullshit laws that are being passed. And, you know, all these content creators have so much pull to be able to be like, not to reverse a law or anything like that. Obviously, I know they don't have political power, but at least to create a movement to be like, hey, we need to make sure that we talk to our local senators and all that type of stuff and tell them, you know, to not vote yes for this type of law or vote no for this. You know what I mean? Like, let's get like a movement going if we really care about this type of shit. But at the end of the day, someone like myself, I don't have the platform to be able to do it, you know? And obviously I'm going to try my best, and I have been trying over the last month or so. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the bigger content creators, the people with millions of followers. If they don't want to do anything about it, we're just fucked. So I don't know. I know I'm just going on kind of like an incoherent rant here, but I just wanted to kind of talk about this because this is just kind of getting so annoying that this is spreading everywhere. And a lot of bigger content creators specifically don't seem to give a fuck. Yeah, I've been rambling on long enough. Let me know what you guys think about the situation in the comments. Steam now has ID verification in the UK. Trust me, it'll spread across the world eventually as well. And don't think that this will stop at Steam. This is going to start spreading to all video games. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See ya.